Sorry about this. I really don't have time for you.
Okay, I don't think twice. Within the span of a heartbeat, I'm moving and pulling on the trigger. 2 shots in quick succession echo across the whole foyer, and both hit their mark true. Wright recoils with a sharp cry of pain. His pistol falls uselessly to the floor with a loud clank, followed by drops of blood from his bleeding wrist.
Why, you insolent!
He's down in 2 successive steps when I tackle him on the floor, pinning him hard with my arm. Although before I can knock him out with a solid right hook, an agonized wail bursts through the tense air, loud enough to echo along the dark, empty halls of the mansion, piercing enough for every occupant to wait to cover their ears and close their eyes. Then all at once there are images. Bearing down on me with weight accompanying emotions like they are my own. Some are viewed in vague, blurry shapes, while others display vivid, all from a time long gone and a life that's never mine. However, there's no time to make sense of it all. Amidst the discord and the noise, something whizzes past, too close, too swift. A brief, keen blur that barely registers in my eyes, like an arrow quickly finding its mark and heading straight for
Rebecca!
Time slows to a stop. In one moment of clarity, my body moves on its own, heart pounding hard against my ears, blood rushing through every vein. Spurred only by adrenaline in a desperate bid to reach her crouched, unsuspecting form, and I don't even get to yell for her a second time. I don't even get to call her name.
Ash!
An acute pain bursts through my chest in the next instant. All of a sudden, everything around me feels too sharp. Every edge, every point. Even the act of drawing a breath alone stings and burns my lungs, while an intense ache slowly spreads throughout my whole body. Numb. I feel numb. A hand comes away, bleeding, shaking, while I can only let out a wet, ragged breath. Soon, without warning, I'm going down on my knees and the whole world is pitching sideways. An arm, firm and stable, is on me the second I stumble back, catching my fall. She has always been like that, after all.
Ashton!
Her hands are shaking. Her lips are quivering while she looks at me with worry. Tears have started to form at the corner, threatening to spill at any moment, and a pang of regret hits me at the sight of it.
This kind of feels like old times, doesn't it?
Ash! Don't...
Sorry, Becca. Looks like this will be the last.
Oh no! We killed Ashton and Rebecca had to watch. Now I feel like a huge giant douchebag. I did get an achievement out of it, but it still makes me feel like garbage. Looks like I won't be able to protect you anymore. Cautiously, despite the stabbing aches shooting up every movement, I reach a trembling hand up to wipe the tears away. She's never the type to cry, after all. My arm never makes it far, however. Midway, she meets my hand, catching it in a tight grip as if to still hold on to me. Not that she will be able to. It's all slipping away. Just slowly. The pain is easing and everything's going cold.
Stay put, Ash! We'll get you to a hospital! Don't move! And stop talking! You're making it worse! Don't worry! You'll be fine! We'll get you help!
I'd like to agree with her on that. Reassure her. But I've gone through a lot. Survived a lot of shit. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that I'm done for. Whatever hit me, a hole to the chest is fatal. I don't think I'm going to bounce back from this. I'm dying.
I'm sorry.
I should be afraid in this moment. Yet I'm not. No fear. No dread. Just an acceptance. And a deep regret as she appears before us, her voice echoing through the foyer. At the top of the staircase, Hannah Wright stands, pale as death, an expression eerily calm, and a cold chill runs up my spine at the sight. The woman just lingers there, a poor mimicry of life, a chilling smile on her face. Without a doubt, it's her.
I told you, didn't I? Everything you're doing is useless, Ashton Frey. And now, you're dying. Meddlesome fool.
Hannah? You're not supposed to be here.
Oh, Luke, darling, my love. You look so upset. Are you not happy to see me?
Outside, another streak of lightning flashes and a clap of thunder ripples across the sky. Here, there's only a whispered sigh, a fading breath, and a lone heart that beats hard one last time. She got one thing right, though. I did not die alone. Man, that just made me feel sad. Yeah, because we killed Ash. Whee! And now we fast forward through, Yep, we watch Hannah die. Sorry, bye Hannah, love you. I still think Hannah is my favorite character out of everyone. I know, I love Zach too. Yeah, I would say in order, Hannah, Zachary, Isabella, Ash, Rebecca, Marianne, the butler, and then Luke. Luke is dead last. He sucks. Okay, so he it seems like he runs into the professor if somebody's alive. Because he didn't run into the professor when he was alone. And he doesn't find Marianne's dead body when somebody else is alive. Ugh! Oh god. No matter how many times I see those eyeballs, I'm just like, nope. Can't handle that. Yeah, the butler dies no matter what. Okay, so here's where we made the choice in Ashton's route to shoot him. And I should have also expected he won't let this end in this kind of standstill.
Sorry about this. I really don't have time for you.
A short lapse, it's all it is. One moment of letting my guard down. Before I can react, he fires 2 shots in quick succession. A sound crackling through the empty foyer, almost as loud as the storm raging outside, breaking the tense air in the room. Pain explodes in my wrist 2 seconds later. Just a graze, however, it is enough to cause my fingers to tense, and the pistol slides to the floor with a dull thud.
Why, you insolent!
The next moment happens in a blur. In the following second, I am being tackled bodily to the ground, back hitting the cold floor hard, and an arm hitting me down by the neck. There's a fleeting minute of panic and struggle while I try to untangle myself from him before he manages to knock me out. And then, a scream. a wail piercing through the thick air, shrill and sharp enough for the both of us to cover our ears and hunker down on our knees. And with each sharp note beating harshly against my head, our images began. Faces and voices so utterly unclear sinking into every crevice of the sinister ship. They are not mine. They might as well be for how vivid and crisp they are. Over and over, they are all flashing behind my eyes until they are pounding, throbbing, thudding against my skull worse than any headache a hangover can give. Bloody, I'll take a hangover over this any day. A haze begins to fill my vision as black spots dance around the corners of my eyes. Beside me, the detective suddenly moves, shouting a name I don't quite hear, and then... In the next second, he falls, down on one knee, desperately trying to keep himself up with what little strength he has left. But eventually, his own body caves in, taking the horrified Daisy down with him, muttering quietly to her as something distinctly red flows from his body. Blood? This man isn't supposed to be dead yet. He isn't supposed to. I didn't shoot him, I'm sure of it. So what killed him? What in the bloody blazes is going on here? Is it so wrong to just want a quiet night with nothing, where nothing needs attending to? Just one normal night? Quickly, everything has turned crazy with perilous happenings that are hard to explain. But it seems that when it comes to me, death is always around the corner. Also, how do you not see the giant spear sticking out of his body? I want to look him over. This is going to cause more problems. All this screaming and crying for the detective who's died for no apparent reason is giving me a migraine. I need to get all these people out of my house one way or the other. But in the blurry mess of my vision, none of this registers enough to compel my body to move. Nothing does. Except for the voice that unexpectedly ringing above the Discord when I finally gather the strength to look up. Everything falls away into the background, and all that matters is her.
I told you, didn't I? Everything you're doing is useless, Ashton Frey. And now, you're dying. Meddlesome fool.
Hannah? You're not supposed to be here.
For a moment, I wonder if it had been me who had died and not her. After all, that can be the only logical explanation as to why I hardly draw breath while she stands there. Of course, another logical explanation would be that I'm high and this is a really, really bad trip. Either reason doesn't suit me. Though it can't very well be the former. Even from down there, I can see the blood that stains her dress. Seeing that makes me feel as if my hands are covered in them once more. Warm and sticky, sweet and sickly.
Oh, Luke, darling, my love. You look so upset. Are you not happy to see me?
But let's be honest here. Any explanation, any reason as to why a dead woman walks once more is a bad one to me. Especially when it's one that I've killed. I mean, how even?
How can this be? You're...
Do you not find my presence desirable anymore, my love?
What sort of sick joke is this?
Tell me what's wrong, my dear prince. Does my presence leave you so speechless?
She says with a smile on her face, tiff and forced. A dead body's parts doesn't seem as malleable as they would on a living human. She takes a step forward. Her movements are stiff and choppy. Like a corpse being forced into a position despite the rigor mortis. Like the corpse that she should be. I find my voice once more when she takes a careful step forward. Just the thought of that thing approaching just makes my skin crawl. She stops to listen, fixated on my voice and on my words.
No, you're not. You're not supposed to be here. You can't be here. You're dead.
The I killed you is left unsaid, considering present company.
And I have returned. For you. You don't have to do this. You can still have it all, Luke. Just please. Don't you love me? We would have been so beautiful.
I can still hear her pleas as she begs me not to be rid of her. Not once have I forgotten this particular crime of mine. No matter how much I wash my hands, I can still see her blood on them. She's dead. This is an irrefutable fact, and nothing short of the devil would bring her back.
Why are you acting this way, my love? Does this not make you happy?
I feel like there's something lodged in my throat, and my heart feels like it's being sat on with how tight my chest feels.
Of course I'm happy to see you again, Hana. Of course, I love you, Hana. But how do I know you're... How do I know you're you, darling?
Whatever do you mean? You look perturbed. Why not come here? I can make you feel better.
If by act of some malevolent god she was back, I don't think she would take too kindly what I had done to her. This certainly isn't what I would expect. Not the fixated gaze, or these loving words. There is no accusation in them, no anger when Hana has every right to look at me so. My guilt is overshadowed by the oddity of these illogical circumstances.
No, stay where you are, stay back! Don't go near me! Don't touch me!
It is that rejection that turns her expression absolutely fearsome, and everything turns to complete and utter shit. Hana's body shudders and shakes as if she's about to have a seizure until her visage ripples and changes. Golden yellow hair is slowly stained with inky black, and her face melts into that of the woman when the maid from before, with a menacing expression on her face. Along with it is the shifting of the grey ground we stand on. It's a slow thing, a whisper more than a bang as the darkness creeps into every corner of the room. The walls shudder and groan, blood runs from the ceiling, crawls down the walls, and stains the floor. It feels as if life itself is being sucked from the house, slowly but surely. The beauty of the place is gone, with only the dead, decaying remains of a mansion left in its wake. I don't have to wonder if it's just the foyer that's becoming this nightmarish place. I can already hear it. Gone are the growling of thunder and the lashings of rain and wind against the foyer's high winds. All of it has been replaced by a more grating sound. A cacophony of voices from nowhere and everywhere, echoing throughout the now horrid wall. Voice that neither belongs to us nor the people who live there.
What's going on?
Help! Please!
All throughout the house, shouts of alarm and surprise. A mirror to the horror that creeping up. Oh my gosh. Creeping up in each of us. Who would it be, Sean? It's me. Even Dave, the feisty woman that she is, trembles at the sight of her. Afraid of her. But I have to admit, it's not just run at the first sign of trouble. I'm not sure how she can keep herself together after just witnessed the death of a friend. Does he love her? Not that she has any other choices. There seems to be no insight to this insanity. If anything, this only feels like it's the beginning.
Help me! Oh my god! Please, somebody! Anybody! Who are you? Stay away! No. Stay away! Stay away! No! She's here! You've gotta let me out! She's gonna kill me!
That voice before us back to voice, I think that was, yeah, the butler guy.
Someone! She's...
We would have been so beautiful. Mother of God, pray for us sinners. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
I'm sorry.
Their screams fill the mansion. She laughed a while, a harsh echoing sound that goes on for a forever. Until there is nothing but silence, and her horrid smile and pale hands reach out to me. Whoops. I'm just gonna skip this.
Why?
Why do you wish to leave? This is where you belong, my lord. Remember the blood you shed. The very same one that now taints this house, along with many others.
I did not do this, you lie! I did nothing!
What of her then? Your wife, your sunshine. Doesn't her blood already stain these halls? Stain your hands?
She's lying!
The words sound so familiar just a few days ago. I spotted the same ones at that vile woman who ruined everything if it weren't for that Munter, that harlot. But it's no use. The seed has already been planted in her head. Bloody hell, Daisy's now looking at me with the same revolting stares people have been giving me once they know of my dirt. Defending myself, especially against the likes of her, is pointless. Yet I still continue. I'm not even sure why. I can easily dispose of her now that she knows. Somehow proving this vile creature wrong seems to have heavier weight than the former.
So it's true then? With Hana? Hana, Luke?
I don't know what she's talking about. Are you that gullible, Daisy? Do you really believe the words of a murderer?
No, you deny it. Pointing fingers, aren't we?
Like, dude, you're a murderer.
You see, my love, no difference. No difference, you and I. Just like the rest of us. Just like every single soul in this putrid wreck. We've waited for so long. You can hear them, yes. Their pleas, their calls, their invitation. Come, my lord. The house seeks its master. Understand where your place is now, my love. You belong here. Is it so difficult to grasp? We've been waiting.
Yeah, I don't think she's in cahoots with the creature.
You! This is all your fault! If I'm dying to this bloody curse, I'm taking you down with me!
Luke, calm down. You're just making this worse.
You shut your mouth! If it weren't for you, for this letter, none of this would have happened! Hana would still be...
Don't you dare, Luke! Don't you dare put that blame on me!
Without batting an eye, glaring at me as if she just might rip my head off in this instant, said knife sliced uselessly under the table and out of my reach. I should have expected. She's not the kind to submit even under threat. Right now, I appear smaller facing her anger.
Last I checked, I'm not the one whose hands have been stained with his wife's own blood!
The gall of her. Bloody peasant. My head's already aching just listening to this. Does she take me for someone with half a brain? I should have just stabbed her and made a run for it. Yeah, I think he only did the choice to burn the house and everyone survived. She can find her own way out of this place, I'm sure. I better not catch her again here, though, or I will not be happy. I'm already being nice as it is. Outside there's only silence. Epilogue. Oh, here we go. In an investigation headed by the newly appointed Chief Inspector Abigail Harris, all of Wright Enterprises' illegal business dealings within the past 10 years come to light. Although his involvement with other crimes is still being investigated, Hannah Wright's death in particular, the disclosed closure has caused a huge outcry, especially from the city's business sector. Sued on multiple grounds, the company is ultimately forced to shut down. Yeah. Meanwhile, to avoid public outrage, the once affluent businessman immediately leaves the city. All of his bank accounts have been emptied, including his Lexburn apartments, leaving not a single trace or clue where he might be hiding. Last anyone has seen of the man was on a flight bound for Ireland. To this day, no one has heard from him, even his people from the old Wright Enterprise, who have all been left to deal with the aftermath. Though over the past few months after the situation has calmed, some have made claims of spotting him flitting in and out of the city, if only to check on those he has left behind. Undeterred by her loss, Rebecca Gales attempts to bounce back almost as soon as she can afford. Immediately returning to her teaching post at St. Goretti High School, believing her usual busy routine will keep the memories of the tragedy at bay. Putting on a mask in spite of her worried glances and questions her parents often shoot her way. Yet even with her earnest efforts, images of the woman and the people she lost that day still worm its way into her mind. A quiet thing gradually eating away at her, and soon she is forced to take a break after an accidental outburst at a student. Although she tries to remain strong, she's also aware that a lot of things in her life will never be the same again. If anything, it's knowing that Isabella Santos is still there, that all is not yet lost, that keeps her going. Often, when she can afford it, she helps out in times when her friend's aunt can't care for her. Even speaking to the girls as if she's awake, listening to her mindless rabblings. However, though she wants to remain optimistic on her friend's chances, it dwindles with every failed attempt of the doctors to bring her out of a coma, and each passing day the girl stays asleep. In the middle of the constant beeping of the machines, she can only wait. Oh snap! They actually became friends. Amidst her grief, Rebecca finds an unlikely friend in Luke Wright. While he avoids the city like a plague nowadays, after the loss of his company in Hana, he makes every effort to drop by from time to time. Mostly to visit his goddaughter Kylie Suarez, though the man still won't admit it when asked. Despite starting off on the wrong foot, Rebecca considers his presence a blessing, now a familiar face after the tragedy she had seen. The same thing seems to go for the former businessman. At times, when their circumstances allow it, the two can be seen taking Kylie out to the local park, watching over the child, or sometimes simply engaged in a mundane conversation. Each enjoying each other's company and never talking about anything that hints at death of their loss. Whether this will ever grow into something more, time will tell. I don't know, but I kind of don't want to find out.
I knew.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the main menu and see what we got. Oh, we got more epilogues. We got another Luke variant. And we got... Nope, just another Luke variant. We got Rebecca all alone, and then Rebecca visits Isabella by herself. And then we got... Okay. We didn't get another bad ending. Oh, romance endings. Oh, here we go. We got another Luke and Rebecca variant. Okay. Cool. Oh my god, so many endings! So many more playthroughs. This is gonna be so fun.